Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are watching this. Welcome to the first edition of SOULution Sunday, because heaven is not a place, it's a choice. And from my perspective, it's time for us to start choosing heaven. We look out at the world around us today and we see a lot of hell, a lot of chaos and confusion, a lot of fear and anxiety, depression and doubt. And these are all the opposite of heaven on earth. So as I look around, I see world leaders who are really not leading the world in a direction that I believe the world really would like. Each and every one of us, by nature, we want, you and I want heaven on earth, right? I mean, wouldn't you love to live in peace and harmony, prosperity and well-being? By nature, we are kind and generous people. We want to see others succeed. We want to succeed. We want others around us to succeed. We want to be able to live in peace and harmony, to just go out and have fun and enjoy each other's company. But in this day and age, it's getting harder and harder to do that. And as I look out in the world, I do not see any world leaders stepping up to lead the solution. And it has occurred to me that there's a reason for that. And the reason is that they can't do that. Why? Because we have to create the solution. The solution isn't up to them to create, it's up to us. So I've decided to create SOULution Sunday. Oprah's created Super Soul Sunday. Well, I'm creating SOULution Sunday. So because I believe that each and every one of us is the solution. So let me tell you about how this started. My name is Lisa Warner. I'm nobody special. And I'm totally special, just like each and every one of you are. I'm a healer by nature, a visionary. My story began when I was 2 and 3 years old. I had some very mystical experiences which weren't really mystical at all. But I would lie in my little bed at night before I went to sleep. And when I closed my eyes, I would experience just being part of the quantum field of infinite unconditional love. I don't know how to explain what that was like, but it was just blissful. It was just easy, effortless. And I could look around and I could see that unconditional love is all there is. It was sort of like floating in outer space, but it wasn't being really located anywhere. But if you think of space and all of the stars, the moons, the planets that are suspended in space, this space is the quantum field. It is the quantum field of unconditional love. And everything that exists inside this space. And this space is the oneness from which everything is made manifest. And when we're not in these physical bodies, we are part of that oneness. as the soul. The soul is the non-physical part of us that is the oneness, the unconditional love. That's who we are. And from the time I was little, I experienced this. But then I looked around and I saw that other humans were not experiencing this. When I looked at humanity, I could see that humanity was asleep. And what that meant to me, what I could see clearly at 2 and 3 years old, was that humanity was living in their mind and not as the soul. There was a disconnect, a separation between the personality, the human self, and the infinite soul self. And I could see that this separation caused humanity to be asleep. It was like a veil covering up the soul. So like we put the body on and the body becomes this veil. It separates us from the soul. We think that we are the body, but we're really the soul. So who we are truly by nature is unconditional love. But when we hop into these bodies, we are conditioned into a society, a world of struggle, of pain and suffering. We are conditioned to believe that battling, that wars, that suffering, that diseases, that basically hell is normal, that it's natural, that it's to be expected. So we live our lives trying to do our best to struggle through the hell that ends up being our lives. Whatever that hell is, and there are varying degrees, and this is not a judgment statement, but look at how many people are struggling right now. Look at the fear, the anxiety, the depression that is rampant throughout humanity. And it doesn't have to be that way, but it is being forced upon us because the powers that be keep us in battle mode. So as I look out on this beautiful planet, the sun, the sun, look, ooh, there's an angel. Can you see the angel in the sun? Look at that. The sun, the sun, the moon, the stars, the blue sky, the mountains, the lakes, the ocean, the plants, the animals. This is a most beautiful planet. Look at the beauty available here. The waterfalls, the rainbows, the wide variety of plants and animals, environments from cold to warm. So much this planet has to offer. And this planet offers everything we need to survive. All of the food, all of the resources. This planet is the Garden of Eden. But this Garden of Eden has been systematically raped and defiled and decimated and destroyed, disrespected. Just like we have been disrespected by the powers that be, who send us off to wars, telling us that we have to fight for our freedoms because those people over there are terrible people. There are no terrible people. We don't have to fight each other. And we don't have to fight our bodies. And we don't have to fight with Mother Nature. We don't have to fight at all. We are unconditional love itself. The soul is infinite. It doesn't die. It doesn't cease to exist. It doesn't have any fears, because it knows that this physical experience, this human game, it's just temporary. It's just a temporary experience. And we've been taught to believe that this temporary experience needs to be a struggle, that we need to fight for survival, that we need to fight our way to the top of the corporate ladder, that we need to fight for our freedoms, that we need to fight the symptoms that show up in our bodies because they're called diseases and we have to fight them. But guess what? We don't have to fight. What are we fighting? The only thing we're fighting is our own energy. We're fighting. Why? Because we have this separation inside ourselves, the separation between the conditioned linear mind and the soul. The split internally between the mind and the soul, the mind that's trying to figure everything out and think its way out of any pickle boat that it gets itself into, and the soul that doesn't ever think, it just simply knows. The soul is just simply aware. The soul is the SOULution. And we have to get quiet enough to connect to the SOULution inside. When I found myself waking up every day terrified of the cancer that appeared to be attacking my body, my life was a living hell. I was looking through my physical eyes at what was happening to my body. I was feeling the sensations. I was seeing the effects, and it was terrifying to me. But I was even more terrified of the solutions that the medical industry offered. I was terrified of chemotherapy and radiation. I was terrified of the thought of living the rest of my life on some pharmaceutical, or terrified of having body parts cut off or cut out. None of that seemed right for me. So I knew that I had to go inside. I knew that my solution was inside, was connecting to my soul. So instead of going the medical route for healing, I started meditating. I went inside. And what happened when I was finally able to quiet my mind and stop letting the fears run the show for me? When I got quiet, I was suddenly, ta-da, light bulb moment. I was suddenly able to see through the eyes of my soul. And you know what? I saw a completely different scenario about what was going on with my body. Instead of seeing that my body was being attacked by some disease, I suddenly saw with great clarity that my body was actually trying to help me. I suddenly saw that all of the symptoms that were appearing in my body that seemed so scary were the symptoms that my body itself was producing on purpose. And it was doing it to try to help me. That's what my soul showed me. And it was clear. And in that moment, it was clear to me that what my human eyes think and see and look at is completely different than what the eyes of my soul see. So ever since then, I have been working to deepen my connection inside. And the more I look through the eyes of my soul, the more I can see. And what I see is this beautiful planet that is designed to be heaven on earth. Heaven is not a place, it's a state of being. And we each get to choose our own state of being. There are people in the external world that want us to be off balance. They want us to be in a state of fear. Because when we are in fear, we are in a weakened position. When we are in fear, we are uncertain of ourselves and of our future. When we are uncertain, it's easy for others to come along with great certainty and say, we have your solution. And then it's easy to follow other people's recommendations for what we believe is the solution because we are uncertain and they appear to be so certain. But what if you were certain? What if you were absolutely certain of yourself, of your health, of your well-being? What if you were absolutely certain that you were safe? What if you were absolutely certain that you were the creator of your reality and that you could create any reality you chose? Healthy, wealthy, wise, happy. What if all of that was in your control? If that was in your hands, if you were in control, isn't that what you would create? I'm pretty sure that's what all of us would create. But I see that as long as there are world leaders who are in control of the world, they're not going to create that for us because it's their job to make us reconnect to our soul. It is their job to wake us up, to make life so miserable for us that we stop and we say no more. I refuse to allow you to control the world and lead us down the path of hell. I am reclaiming my sovereignty and I choose heaven. Each and every one of us is saying that. We each can say that for ourselves. This is how we the people, take this planet back and we start creating heaven on earth for ourselves. The only way we will be able to experience heaven on earth is to choose it for ourselves. And when we create it for ourselves, we can then create it with everyone else. Peace on earth begins with us. It begins with you and me. going inside and connecting to the soul, connecting to who we truly are. Because when we are whole and complete, in full alignment, body, mind, and soul, when the mind and the soul are looking through the same set of eyes, we take our power back. We get in the driver's seat and we have choice. And then we can choose heaven. So why I'm here today is because I can see heaven. Not like some mystical, magical place. Not that I have some superpower that everybody else doesn't have. But this is clear to me. It is clear to me how we can create heaven on earth. It's just something that I see. And I don't have any special abilities that any of you guys don't have either. It's just that I happen to see this. So it has occurred to me that because I can see heaven on earth, I see clearly a disease-free planet. It's completely possible, totally doable. It is not even difficult. It just takes a shift of perspective. I see a completely prosperous planet. Again, not difficult, just a simple shift of perspective. I see a planet where we all live in peace and harmony with each other, with the plants and the animals, and with Mother Earth herself. I see it. It's very clear to me. It doesn't matter that it's not yet manifest. Why? Because anything that becomes physically manifest is created inside, in our inner vision first. We have to vision it into reality. If we can see it, we can experience it. We are right now experiencing that which we are focused on. As society, as humanity, our focus has been deliberately focused on disease. So what we focus on increases. So look at what has happened. The call went out about a year ago. Oh, danger, danger, something dangerous has happened. And everybody's vision got focused on the invisible enemy at hand. And then look what happened. It grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. This is not a political statement. It's like, this is how reality works. What we are focused on increases. So what we focus on, we can manifest. Olympic athletes have been focused for years. They have fine-tuned their focus until they go to the Olympics. They make it to the Olympics. They become the Olympic athlete because they have focused on that. And they made it come true. The ones who are fully in alignment with their vision make that vision come true. And it's not that they have to force the vision. It's just the vision comes to fruition with alignment and focus. So right now we have a vision in humanity of disease and wars and all kinds of things that have been focused into vision. So I propose on Super Soul Sunday, this is where we come together and we focus on heaven on earth. And we do this by focusing inside on the soul. So what we focus on, we can amplify. So I see there are 9 people here watching with me. Thank you for joining me on this first edition of SOULution Sunday. You are here with me. Hey, Keith Leon, sweet. I am glad you are here. Bonnie, awesome. Whoever else is here, drop a note in. Give me a comment. Give me 15 comments. Holy mackerel-andy. All right, well, I can't see all of them, but thank you. Anyway, let's start visioning. Not only do we have to vision this, we have to feel it, okay? How we have visioned the current world situation, the vision has been shown to us. Danger, danger, this is really bad. And then we feel a certain way about it. It invokes fear, anxiety, panic. And those feelings amplify, that energy amplifies the vision, so it gets bigger. Okay, so we have to see it and we have to feel it. This is how physical reality is made manifest. So in order to make heaven on earth manifest, which we can do, we have to vision it and we have to feel it. The feeling is the most important part of the equation. Because right now, so many people are feeling fear and doubt and anxiety. And those things then simply amplify, and more physical manifestations come to match that feeling. So it is up to each and every one of us to start feeling good right inside our own skin. It's not feeling good about anything. It's about feeling the unconditional love that we are. It's not love for anything or anyone in particular. Our loved ones invoke the love that is already here. We feel the love for our children, our animals, our friends, our families, sometimes, sometimes not, right? But the ones that we love, they're the ones that match that vibration. They're the ones that draw out the love that's already inside. Peace, ease, joy, certainty, dignity, honor, respect. All of these things are qualities of energy, degrees of love that we can feel simply by focusing on them. When we look out in the crazy, chaotic world, we see a lot of disrespect. We see a lot of dishonoring of each other. We see a lot of finger pointing. We see a lot of blaming and shaming. What if dignity, honor, and respect were the order of the day? Can you feel those 3 words? Dignity, honor, respect. What if you were able to walk around and carry yourself with dignity instead of uncertainty, with honor rather than fear, with respect for your own choices and for other people's choices, recognizing that their choices don't have to be your choices. What if we had respect for our bodies? Our bodies are intelligent. Our bodies are connected directly to Source. They are connected directly to the unconditional love we are. Our bodies are directly connected to the soul. Our bodies are actually our best friends. They're our most intimate confidants. We share our every thought with our body. And our bodies are listening. In every nanosecond, your body is listening to you. And your body is responding. And every time the little warning flag goes up of danger, danger, your body hops into action going, how do I help you? What kind of danger? How can I help you? But when we keep having thoughts of danger, danger, this isn't okay, and our thoughts are running rampant, our bodies get thrown off balance because they're trying to juggle all the different plates in the air of how to help us. But if we're not listening to our bodies, we disconnect. And when we disconnect from our bodies, we're disconnected from our soul, and we're disconnected from our inner guidance. When our bodies don't feel good, meaning they feel uncomfortable, they feel pain, they feel discomfort, that's our body's language. It's speaking to us. When it sends us those uncomfortable feelings, those feelings that we don't like, that we try to get rid of, like, oh my God, what's wrong with me now? If we get rid of that thought pattern of what's wrong with me, we start to see there's nothing wrong with us. That our bodies are literally our compass. They are our internal GPS that is always set for home, the soul, the unconditional love we are. And our body is here to keep us on track. When we feel good, it means we're in alignment. We're on the right road. It's like, yeah, you're going in the right direction. But when we start to not feel good, when we start to feel anxious or scared or depressed, and then we feel that in our bodies, that's our body going, hey, ding, 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 wrong turn. At the next left, turn around and go back. It's your body saying, hey, you have veered off course. You're no longer heading in the direction of home, of your soul. You're going into a neighborhood that you're not going to like. That's all that's happening with our bodies. So let's use this our amazing SOULution Sunday. And let's use this time to focus on the SOULution within. Let's focus on dignity, honor, and respect today. What does that feel like in your body? When you're carrying yourself with dignity, honor, and respect. How does that feel in your body? How does your posture maybe change? Do you sit up a little bit straighter? Does your mind get a little quieter? Do you feel your energy field expanding and relaxing? Do you feel like you have a little bit more space? What would it be like if the entire world treated each other with dignity, honor, and respect? What if we honored the differences in our cultures? I love traveling. I love seeing the different cultures. It makes for a rich and diverse patchwork quilt of humanity's experiences. What if we honored our bodies and we listened to their wisdom? What if the world leaders actually treated each other and the population with dignity, honor, and respect? How quickly do you think the world's problems could be solved if people were actually working together? I live in a small town, and when somebody is facing a hardship, all the neighbors come together. People are offering left and right support, solutions, food, money, whatever it is. If somebody's house burns down, people come with things, with clothing, with food, offering shelter. People by nature are beautiful, kind, generous, loving. The 99%, we are the 99%. It's time for us to start focusing on heaven on earth. What does your heaven look like? What does your heaven feel like. Every day, ask yourself, what does heaven feel like? What does my heaven feel like? And just start to notice. If you want to live in heaven on earth, you must choose it. You must choose to focus on it, and you must choose to feel it in your body. And the more you focus and the more you feel, the better it feels. And the better it feels, the better your body feels. When you start focusing in this space, dignity, honor, respect, happy, healing just happens. We heal our bodies. We heal our relationships. We start healing the earth. Heaven is not a place. It's a choice. Are you ready to choose it? I cannot change the world situation. Or maybe I can. But I'm committing to SOULution Sunday. Every Sunday, 10 a.m., right here, to create this space that we can start healing and visioning heaven on earth, choosing it for ourselves, envisioning it, seeing it in our mind's eye, and feeling it. When we see it and we focus on it and we feel it and we insist on that, when we insist on feeling heaven, we will bring heaven to earth in physical form. Peace on earth begins inside. Thank you for joining me for the first edition of SOULution Sunday. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you all for joining me. And I hope you'll join me every Sunday so that we can vision heaven on earth. Thanks for joining, everyone. My name is Lisa Warner. My website is connectingyoutoyou.com, connecting the human you to the infinite soul you, bringing harmony and wholeness back, one body at a time. So until next week, create for yourselves a heavenly week. See you next time. Bye for now. And if this has been helpful, if you're watching this on YouTube, share it, please. Please give me a like. Please subscribe to my channel. And please share. If this is going to be helpful to people, let's share it with as many as we can be helpful to as possible. All right. Until next week, create for yourselves a heavenly week.